Today we're going to talk a little bit about Kenya, get to know Kenya. Me and my husband went to Kenya for a month. Some quick facts about Kenya. It's home to much wildlife. You see a lot of giraffes and elk and things like that in certain parts of Africa, of Kenya in particular. They love to have visitors. They're very welcoming. They're home to the Maasai warriors, which I have a picture of the Maasai warriors for you. We saw a lot of Maasai warriors while we were traveling to the village. And so here they are wearing their red. You would see them in the red with the long earlobes and their staffs on the side of the road. It was really interesting. I really wanted to talk to them, but we were advised against doing so. So they have 42 ethnic languages in Kenya. Nairobi is the capital, and it's actually like a city. It's a big city, but it contains, on the outskirts of Nairobi, it has the largest slum in Africa, which is the Kibera slum. It's home to over 1 million people. 60% of Nairobi's population lives in a slum, and the picture in the background here is a good picture of a slum. There's no sanitation. There's no way to dispose of trash. You just throw everything out in the streets. Slum is a 12 by 12 huts. They're lined up together. They often house 8 or more people, if you can imagine that. Let's learn a little bit of Kiswahili. I'm going to play a video for you. First, let's go through these quick greetings. Habari gani means how are you. Jambo is hello. Kwaheri means goodbye. Asante means thank you. Tafadhali means please. And Jina lake ni, my name is Amanda, or Amanda. Nakupenda is I love you. Okay, so let's watch a little bit of this quick video. Okay.
Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni, mwakaribishwa. Kenya yetu, hakuna matata. Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni, mwakaribishwa. Kenya yetu, hakuna matata.
So there you hear a little bit of the music. Their music does have that kind of up to beat to it, and it's actually really interesting. Okay, so there's a little bit of that. We're going to talk a little bit about the geography of Kenya. This is Nairobi. This is the big city with the Kibera slum that we talked about. This is where we stayed for 2 weeks, and then we drove all the way over here, and this is where you'll see a lot of the wildlife and things that we saw, some giraffes and elks and other animals. And we stayed in Kamuya village for a little while, and then we drove over to Muhaka village. And over here is Lake Victoria, and we drove past that too. So that was very interesting. I'm going to show you a little interactive map here. So you can see the different, here's Somalia and Uganda is over here, Ethiopia and the ocean. This is actually the Indian Ocean. So this is the Indian Ocean out here. And I'm going to outline this a little bit for you so you can see it a little bit better. Maybe I should have done it in another color besides green, but that's okay. And so here's Nairobi, and here's the villages, and there's Lake Victoria. You can see it really good on there. Okay. So, a little bit more information. Most people speak 3 languages. Their mother tongue, which where we were, is Lua. Swahili and English, those are their main languages. Kenya's shillings is their currency. $1 US equals 75 shillings. I'm going to quickly show you a converter and how it converts. This is a really neat converter. It's coinmill.com. So we're going to type in there, let's say 25 Kenya shillings, and we're going to see it converts it into all these different currencies, but we're going to find the US dollar because that's what we're interested in. So 25 Kenya shillings is approximately 31 cents in US dollars. So you can see the kind of the rate of exchange there. American money goes very far in Kenya. So here, if we wanted to type in, let's say, 78 Kenya shillings would equal about 97 cents. So about 79 shillings will be a dollar, a US dollar. So it goes a long ways over there. Our money goes a long way over there. Some of their food, ugali, sukuma wiki, which is kale, rice, chicken, goat, chapatis are like tortillas. Chai is tea, and they drink a lot of it. Children eat minnows, and they drink porridge. These are the minnows that they eat. Very poor clothing. They may have one outfit that they wear all the time. Here I am rolling out chapatis. Here's some food. I wanted to point this out to you too. This right over here, yes, it is a chicken head. We always pulled the chicken heads out because we were afraid we would end up eating them. They've always made a feast like this. This is the ugali. They always made a feast like this, which is made out of corn flour. And they always made a feast like this when we came. This is a city. I was just wanting to show you the mosquito net and the shower. And this is where we bathed in the village. And we actually bathed out of buckets. They would heat water over a fire for us. And these are the bathrooms. They're just a hole in the ground. Here's where we stayed in the city. There's my husband. This is where we stayed in the village. You can see completely different. We stayed in a tent. We bought that tent and we stayed in it and to save money. And here's the thorns. That's matata. So when they say Hakuna Matata, they're saying there's no thorny bushes here, or there is no worries. Kind of an odd translation there. Here's some orphans. Okay, and the schools have open doors to Christianity. A lot of times we had to use a translator in the village. They're eager to learn. A lot of times they walk 6 miles to school. They have primary and secondary schools, but the difference is most people don't go to secondary school because it costs $100 to $300 per year, which is a lot of money to them. And most of people can't afford it. So they have very poor nutrition, very poor condition in the classrooms. Most girls miss 1 week of school per month because they don't have proper sanitation for their menstrual cycles. Here's actually the vehicle we rode in. You can see we rode on. This is a slum in Nairobi, and you can see how we drove over that to get to this school. And I'm actually standing at the school door looking out there. Here's a primary school in the village, and you can see the poor condition of their clothes and outfits. It's probably the only one that they have. Here's a bathroom of one of the schools, which you can see is poor in sanitation. And here's a chalkboard that they were added on to the outside. There's another bathroom, indoor classroom, and here is they would collect rainwater from when it rained, and they would use that bucket to scoop out the rainwater. Here's some more children. And the church is there. This is actually a good building, but you see how they pack in really tight. Here's a church in the village. They have church under an avocado tree. This is where they want to build their new church. We'll talk a little bit about food production and exports. Okay. Scroll down to where we want to go. Okay. Here I wanted to point out a few things. Kenya is Africa's leading tea producer. So that's one thing Kenya is really big for. It is Africa's leading tea producer. Black tea, they don't have green tea. They use black tea. And that is, they sell and they export a lot of black tea. And coffee is Kenya's third leading foreign exchange earner after tourism and tea. So it brings in a lot of money. Coffee is another cash crop, I guess you'd say. And here we have Kenya horticulture has become prominent in recent years. And I can't see, let's see. Okay, well it talks about their medicine that they have too. Alright, coffee beans. I just wanted to show you a picture of their coffee beans. And they have different, we actually seen those coffee trees there. It's really cool. The flavor is a bit different. This is what I wanted to show you. It has a sharp and bright taste to it compared to other coffees because it has a higher acidity level than other varieties of coffee. Depending on the specific part of Kenya, you may get a lightly taste of fruit or even caramel in your coffee. So if that's, you know, what kind of coffee you'd like it. They have a very popular coffee that they export. Here's tea. We had a lot of tea while we were there. They made a lot of tea. Here's what their tea leaves look like. They are very famous for their tea. As you can see, they're famous for the brightness, attractive color, the brisk flavor, and the textures of their fragrant leaves. So, and here we are with regular beans giving food to the widows of the village. Here's the medicine that we bought for them, and she's here healing, fixing a wound for her brother. This is some schools in the city of Nairobi. You can see their bright, smiling faces. I always love the orphans. But there were so many orphans. Estimated 1,100,000 orphans in Kenya. And I'm going to show you real quick just how great of a number that is. Here we see, this is a different populations in the United States. This is a 2009 estimate of population. So I want to scroll down, and this is what I want to show you here. 1,100,000 orphans in Kenya is about the equivalent to the population of Rhode Island and the population of Hawaii. It's a little bit more than the population of Rhode Island, a little bit less than the population of Hawaii, and that's just an estimate. So there could be even more orphans than that. So the orphan issue is a problem, and that's mainly because of the prevalent AIDS in Africa, in Kenya in particular. Here's some orphans with their smiley faces. Here they are following us, and there's a bucket of tea they have making their 10 o'clock tea. Here they are drinking their porridge, and there's their school building behind them. We gave them some germ ropes, which they absolutely loved. And here are some little animal toys that we gave to an orphanage in the city. So that's a little bit about Kenya. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.